There's something happening in the Pi network world that almost nobody is talking about, but if you've been paying attention, it could be one of the most important developments we've ever seen. A mysterious whale has been quietly buying Pi tokens every single day, building up a jaw-dropping position worth over $136 million. While most people think Pi is dead or irrelevant, this single entity has been accumulating like clockwork. And here's the part that sends chills down my spine: this isn't random buying. This looks strategic, deliberate, and very calculated, as if someone knows exactly what's coming next. Now, I've been in crypto long enough to recognize when something unusual is happening, and this feels different. The price charts themselves are also lining up in ways we haven't seen in months. Pi is showing signs of a classic falling wedge pattern while Bollinger Bands are tightening, a signal that often comes right before a breakout. When you combine technical patterns like that with massive accumulation by a whale, you have the ingredients for what could turn into one of the most explosive setups in Pi Network's history. And here's why you should care: this isn't the kind of activity you usually see in projects that are truly dead. When someone is pouring this amount of money into a token that most people ignore, you have to stop and ask yourself, what do they know that the rest of us don't? I've been tracking these transactions closely, following each movement of this whale's wallet, and the pattern is undeniable. Day after day, consistent accumulation. This isn't someone who just got lucky in the early days and is now sitting on their stash. This is ongoing buying, active positioning, happening while most investors are too distracted or discouraged to notice. That in itself tells a story. What's even stranger is the complete mystery surrounding this buyer's identity. In the crypto space, big moves rarely go unnoticed. Usually, when someone invests hundreds of millions into a token, we hear whispers about it being a hedge fund, a tech billionaire, or maybe even a big exchange preparing something behind the scenes. But this whale? Nothing. Total silence. No leaks, no hints, no clues. That makes me believe this is either one of the smartest stealth plays we've seen, or the buyer is connected to something much bigger that hasn't been revealed yet. Let's break down the possibilities. One theory is that this is simply a contrarian investor with deep conviction. Some of the greatest wins in crypto history have come from investors who bought when everyone else had given up, when projects were left for dead and prices looked hopeless. These are the moments when massive fortunes are made because people who see value before the crowd are willing to take the risk. If that's the case here, then this whale clearly sees Pi as massively undervalued. And honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. The fundamentals haven't changed, the technology is still promising, the community is huge, and the vision behind Pi remains revolutionary. But there's another possibility, one that gets even more interesting. What if this isn't just a bold investor? What if this accumulation is tied to a major exchange preparing to list Pi? Think about it. Every time a big exchange like Binance or Coinbase lists a token, insiders always prepare beforehand. They buy up tokens quietly, knowing the listing will drive huge demand once the public announcement is made. The price action that follows is often explosive. If that's what's happening here, we could be staring at the setup for Pi's biggest rally ever. There's also a third theory that could change the entire game: institutional money. If institutions are finally taking Pi Network seriously, that means extensive research has been done behind the scenes. Big money doesn't just throw $136 million around for fun. They move carefully, after analysts, compliance teams, and risk managers have all signed off. If this is institutional accumulation, then Pi is no longer just a community-driven project, it's starting to be seen as a legitimate asset class. And that kind of recognition can lead to mainstream adoption on a massive scale. While the mystery of the whale is fascinating on its own, what really has me excited is the technical setup on the charts. Sometimes the data in front of you says more than any speculation. Right now, Pi looks like a coiled spring ready to release. The altcoin season index has surged past 79, a level that historically signals altcoins are about to outperform Bitcoin. The accumulation and distribution indicators are also flashing bullish, suggesting Pi may be shifting from a quiet accumulation phase into a markup phase where price finally moves upward in a big way. When whale buying aligns with technical setups like falling wedges and band squeezes, it's often the start of something powerful. I've seen this combination before in other projects, and those moments tend to mark the beginning of life-changing runs. And I'll be honest with you, this current setup is one of the strongest Pi has shown since its early days. Now here's the bottom line. While many people are losing patience, questioning their decision to mine or hold Pi, someone with $136 million on the line is betting big on its future. That isn't a casual move. That's conviction at the highest level. And in crypto, conviction like that often gets rewarded. Think about it. The market has a way of testing believers during the darkest hours, right before the biggest breakthroughs happen. Bitcoin went through this, Ethereum went through this, and countless other tokens looked hopeless before roaring back to life. Pi could be in that exact same stage right now, the stage where most people give up, just before everything changes. This whale isn't accumulating for no reason. They see something coming. Whether it's an exchange listing, a major update, or simply the recognition of Pi's true value. The combination of smart money buying, bullish technical signals, and a favorable market environment paints a picture of enormous opportunity. I've seen these kinds of setups before. The people who stick around through uncertainty are the ones who later look like visionaries. And this accumulation story, this $136 million bet, feels like one of those rare moments where everything is aligning. Here's what I want you to take away: the biggest moves in crypto rarely happen with loud announcements. They happen quietly, in the background, while the smart money positions itself. By the time the masses catch on, the real gains are already gone. If this whale does indeed know something, and all evidence suggests they might, then every day spent doubting Pi could be a missed opportunity. So the real question isn't whether something big is coming. The real question is whether you'll be ready when it happens. If this breakdown of the whale mystery and Pi's potential opened your eyes to what might be ahead, make sure you hit that like button so more pioneers can see this. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Are you as intrigued by this accumulation as I am? And don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, because I'll be tracking every move this whale makes and sharing updates as the story unfolds. Trust me, we're only at the beginning, and the next chapter could be the most exciting one yet.